All right, I am here with Jake Kelly. Jake, how are you doing? Introduce yourself.
Good morning, sir. I'm doing great. It's a great Friday morning. Feel good, mind good, body good. It's a great day.
Very good. And you have a fight coming up on March 18th. Let's get a little background on you. Where do you train, and what have you done before in this sport?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm born and raised in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I've been training at Gracie 717 under the tutelage of my older brother, Zach Kelly, and coach Christian Carr, two very experienced veteran fighters in the regional, professional, and amateur scene. So I have a lot of knowledge behind me, and I've been training probably about 6, 7 years now, very consistently in the gym, just day in, day out, putting in the work.
Uh-huh. And what is your current record, Jake?
3-0.
3-0. And when was the last time that you fought?
So I haven't fought in a couple of years. I haven't fought since 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in school, went to college, was in the books, training while I was in school, and then once I graduated, kind of got my work life situated, personal life situated, figured out where I wanted to go in my future. Now I'm back to fighting.
Very good, very good. And what prompted you to get back into the fighting now? Is it just your time freed up, or that burning desire? What was it?
Yeah, a little bit of both. It's definitely time. Like I said, I got work life situated, personal life situated. As I said, I grew up fighting. I mean, I grew up in the gym ever since before I even stepped in the gym, I was doing boxing drills in the basement with my brother, and then progressed into going into the gym and then kickboxing and then fighting, and kind of all just leveled up. And I don't know, once you start doing something like this, once you start doing a sport like kickboxing or any type of martial art, nothing else can really fill that place. It's a
Right.
feeling that it's almost indescribable if you haven't done it. Being able to get in there, not only the training, the hard work, the dedication, the pain that you have to endure while you're in the gym, but when you go into a ring in front of your friends, your family, training partners, all these spectators, and you put on a show and you fight another man, and then when you get your hand raised and you just realize all that hard work, everything that you sacrificed, it was worth it. Man, there's just no better feeling than that. And I had to get back in there and get that feeling one more time.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. And your brother is Zach Kelly, right? And he's a pretty
Yes, sir.
accomplished kickboxer and MMA fighter, as you mentioned. How does that dynamic work? How does he motivate you? How does he push you? How do you guys work together? I mean,
Mm-hmm. Of
I know growing up with my brother, we had our ups and we had our downs, but
course.
how's your dynamic?
I mean, brotherhood is so important. And I feel, especially now that I get older and, I've been out into the world and just the more people that I meet, I am so extremely fortunate and so grateful for having a brother that I do, because I mean, he taught me just the little things growing up, boxing in the basement, and that, just instilled, it was fun, but it still instilled that little bit of confidence. But then I just remember, I mean, even when I was a child, going to all his fights and the nerves that I would get just watching him, because I knew how much work he put in. And then when I finally stepped into the gym and we finally got to train together and I got to see how someone at his level trained. And then when I made the decision to start competing, and then not only was he still fighting and he was still in that fighter mindset, but when I got to talk to him when he would talk to me in that coaching mindset, when he would talk to me, when he was able just to break down not only how to train, but break down an opponent, how your mind should be, how your diet should be, how you should just be operating as a fighter. It's a cheat code. Like, nobody has this. Like, my brother is so knowledgeable about it. His fight IQ is higher than anyone I've ever met. We'll be watching fights at home. We'll be watching whether it's kickboxing or MMA or boxing, and we'll be sitting there and he'll say, "Oh, you see this guy shouldn't be circling this way because he's going to set it up, double jab, and there's the head kick." And 3 seconds later, the guy circles that way. He throws a double jab, head kick, and finishes the fight. And I just look at him. I'm like, how did you're there. You don't even know how these guys train. How do you know that? But
Right,
he
right.
just has such a vast knowledge of the game. And I mean, he knows his stuff. And having someone like that in my corner, I mean, I could never lose.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I saw a lot of your brother's kickboxing and MMA fights over the
Hmm.
years, and he's always a treat to watch. And so is Christian Carr, since you brought up his name.
Hmm.
And what's your training and that whole dynamic?
So yeah, Christian, I mean, I'm in the gym with him 5 days a week, whether he's coaching kickboxing class or whether if there's days that he's doing grappling, he'll help me out and hold some pads for me after his grappling class. So I mean, and having someone like him, I mean, we've grown up in the gym together too. We
Hmm.
both started, I mean, around the same age, like 14, 15 years old, and he's progressing to the MMA route, and I love MMA, but I mean, there's nothing better than just standing up and just fighting somebody in kickboxing like that. It's amazing. So being able to see someone like him, my same age, and he's a professional now. He's a 2-0 undefeated professional. He's an amateur MMA champion. He's very accomplished in the kickboxing ring as well.
Hmm.
So again, similar to my brother, just being able to be around someone that, I mean, not only do they talk the talk, but they walk the walk. They have the work to back up everything that they're saying. I have someone in there, and if I can hang with them in the training room and I just have their knowledge that I can take in and I can learn from them, again, it's greatness. Like every day we step in that training room, it's just great fighters, it's great minds, it's great people. And I mean, you are who you hang out with, you know? You get told that as a child, and it's the same thing in the training room. If you hang out around savages, you're gonna be a savage.
Right, right. And Christian actually has an older brother, Josh, that supports his journey as well. And I know
Absolutely.
Josh had a few kickboxing fights, so
Yeah,
that's
kickboxing, MMA, Josh is accomplished too. He's
yeah,
a
yeah,
funny
yeah.
guy, but he'll knock you out.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah. Quick Josh story just to tease him a little bit. I remember
Yep.
him jumping into a USKA ring one time and falling over the ropes and rolling around on the floor, but then he goes out and at the end of the night, it's his hand that's raised, so that's pretty
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk specifically about you. What is your style? I mean, I know Christian Carr, he pulls off some crazy like karate moves and stuff that
Hmm.
really work for him. What's your style? And you're a pretty tough matchup. What's your height and stats?
So I'm 6'4", about 185 pounds. As you know, Tyson Fury would say, I'm a 7 foot 20 stone behemoth. I like to move a lot. I got quick hands, hard kicks. I definitely like to take the fundamentals of that Dutch kickboxing style. I mean, that's what I grew up watching. The greats like Raymond Deckers or Ernesto Hoost. I love to take attributes from them, but then I mean I also like seeing, you know, dynamic fighters like Christian, or you see Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, just how they throw their kicks and their punches from strange angles and from places that you don't even see, and it doesn't look like they're winding up as hard as like a Thai fighter or a Dutch kickboxer, but they'll sneak that head kick right over your shoulder and they'll crack you and you're gonna go down. So I love having that combination of everything. I like that traditional, very hard nosed, straightforward punch, 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 kick Dutch style, but I like the slickness and the mobility and the craftiness of that karate Taekwondo style as well.
Oh, very good, very good. How now you're matched up March 18th against Ken Butler. Now we've had a
Mhm.
few changes in there
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Many times they see their opponent and they're like, I don't know what's going on here. But Ken Butler has stepped up,
Yeah.
and Ken Butler, I think he's like 5-2, 5-3, so he has a couple of fights under his belt.
Absolutely.
How do you match up against Ken?
It's going to be a great fight, first and foremost.
Oh, no doubt about that.
I've been seeing you and Bob Maloney talk on Facebook, and I fight the night on our hands that we have. But
Yeah.
no, Ken, he's a game opponent for sure. Seems very tough, very straightforward, heavy hands, heavy kicks, more of a Muay Thai style. But yeah, it'll be time. I mean, I can't give out the secrets, but I mean, we've been practicing a game plan that it'll go well. It'll be a good fight.
Right, right. And do you see this fight? I mean, I know this is kind of like your comeback fight.
Mhm.
Do you look at this fight as like, oh, this is a great challenge, or I'm ready for this guy? Like, what are your thoughts just on this fight at this time?
I mean, every fight is challenging. the toughest fight is the fight that's tougher than you thought it was going to be. So I'm going in there expecting that we're just going to be throwing down for 3 rounds. I'm not taking this man lightly at all. I mean, as you previously stated, he's 5-3, so he does have more fights than me. He's been in the ring. He's a couple years my elder, but I think the main thing that sets me apart from most people, not only inside that ring but in life in general, is my mindset. I am an extremely focused individual when it comes to any task that is in front of me, and I do not like to lose. I do not like second place. So I'm very, very focused. And I mean, everything that I'm doing from when I wake up till I go to sleep is focused for March 18th. And I 100% expect to get my hand raised at the end of the night.
Very good, very good. And I'm sure Ken feels the same way, and I'm sure that is what's going to make this a great fight. And there's a lot of great fights in this card, but I have been going back and forth with Bob Maloney specifically about this one here. So we have a little over 3 weeks now between now and the fight. I don't expect you to give away any secrets, but what does your training routine look like between now and then? When do you cut back on the sparring and, your diet and things like that?
Yeah, so right now it's just super high intensity. So, waking up, doing the normal stuff, good breakfast, work all day. And then after I pick up him at the gym, I grab him and we just do, stretch out, do some jump rope. As I mentioned, very intense 1 hour kickboxing class, either coached by Christian or by my brother Zach. After that, we'll do some pad work, more stretching, some jump rope. And then after that, I go to the gym and I do strength and conditioning. So I'll go do that Monday through Friday. And then on Saturdays, as I mentioned before, I'm very fortunate with my situation. But on Saturdays, Christian, he's been bringing me along up to Algeo MMA up in King of Prussia. And I've been getting some sparring in with some guys up there, some fellow fighters who are on this same card as well. So I've been getting a lot of different looks. I'm getting some southpaws specifically for my opponent. And it's just been good. Like I said, I feel great. My speed is good. My timing is great. My power feels better than ever. Pressure is amazing. My combos are there. It's the whole package right now. I don't know, everything. I finally grown up. I've been growing into my body physically. I've been growing into my mind mentally. And it's just been a great place.
What strikes me is that you seem really calm and confident, but not you're focused though. And what in your life brings you that focus?
Focus is everything. I have very big dreams and aspirations for myself, not only inside the kickboxing ring, but outside of the ring. My passion, I make clothes. So it's been a very, very interesting journey, just going along, moving across the country, meeting different people, learning all these different skills. And from people that I look up to, you listen to people like Elon Musk talk, or you listen to Ye talk. And the thing that they talk about the most is focus. If you can just focus in on a single goal and you focus in on something that you actually want to accomplish in life, and all the energy that you put out, if you put it into that task, you could never fail. So I've just learned at a young age that focus is the most important thing.
You're talking calm and focused, and you got me revved up here. This is great. So hey, the fight is March 18th, and you mentioned you're training with the guys from Algeo, and they got 2 guys in title fights, John Wonder and Latif Scott. So you're going to have a good crowd there, and I know that your brother is a rock for you. But when the fight's over, I like to ask the fighters this: when you look out into that crowd, who are you looking for?
First, right after, aiming for the finish. So right after the finish, I'm going to just look at my brother, point at him, give him a smile. Get to point at Dr. Randy Fry, who will also be in my corner, give him a smile. But after that, looking out in the crowd, looking right at my father out there. He's been there for my brother and I throughout our whole life. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but I mean, he's been the biggest rock, definitely. As you mentioned, my brother is someone I get to lean on, but he's been someone, no matter what's been going on, he's always been there for us. And I don't know, if I'm having a bad day, or if I'm feeling tired in the gym, we're on that last round of pads, and my hands are starting to drop low, and I might be getting and that voice inside of my head that's telling me it's okay to slow down. I just think back to a lot of times throughout my life where I've seen, my dad going through it, but he's always pushed through and he's always came out on top. So definitely someone I'll be looking to after the fight.
Well, Jake, this has been very inspirational and far more better than what I ever expected for this to be. I'm really looking forward to your fight, as you know, on March 18th. When we share this, you can share this with your link, and folks can get their tickets. USKAfights.com is more information. And I just wish you all the luck, and I look forward to shaking your hand and meeting you in person on March 18th.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I'm going to give you one last chance that if anybody want to thank or mention or anything that I didn't ask you to cover, and then we're signing off.
Yes, sir. Thank you to my brother, Zach, for all the training. Thank you, Christian, for all the guidance. And for anyone who wants to follow me, if you want to get in contact with me or see what I'm up to, you can follow me on Instagram at jakekelly with 4 underscores. You could follow my work page, jakekelly.archive. Follow me on Twitter, Jake Kelly with 4 underscores. And if you'd like to see my clothes, you like to support, you like to purchase anything, www.jakekelly.online.
jakekelly.online. All right, Jake, I will see you March 18th, and thank you for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you.